Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. You are looking at the next project, and this is the Motif Square Only. It's from Burnett, and this is called the City Solarium Throw. This is just, again, the motif. You will need at least 4 colors. If you choose to do more or less, that is totally optional. And you will need a total of 30 motifs total, and your colors are explained in the pattern, the written or downloadable pattern itself from Burnett. You can also get this from yarnspirations.com, and it explains the color scheme that they have going, or just go with your own. And it says that the squares measure about 8.5 inches, give or take. The full blanket is about 45.5 inches. So you'll need about a 5.5 inch or 5.5 millimeter hook to maintain their size. If you want it larger, mine's a bit larger here. Mine measured about 10, but I don't crochet very tightly, so mine has a little give or a little leeway to it. So you can use as many or a few colors as you like. So let's grab up this pattern and we will start this beautiful thing together. See you in a second. Alright, so for our City Solarium Throw Motif Only project, these are the 3 colors that I've got. One is like a turquoise, and then I have like a deep teal color, and then I have just like a coffee brown. So choose whatever 3 colors you would like. And then I'm just going to use an eye hook or a 5.5, and I'm using my absolute favorite wood that we use to design some of our exotic wood hooks. And I like this one especially because it's got like a little bit of a rose pink, it's got some brown, and it's got just a hint of red. And this is called tulip wood, and this is my favorite hook that my husband Chris has made for me. So this was the one that I'm going to use for this project. Now, to make this motif, the motif colors, you're going to make 10 of each color design however you choose to do that. The afghan itself, if you choose to make the afghan, it has all the size measurements in the descriptions. The motif itself is going to measure about 8.5 inches with the square. That is if you use the size hook that it calls for, which is your 5.5 millimeter. So in the description it gives you all the information about how many skeins you will need if you're doing the full afghan, which we again are just making the motif. So grab whichever color you're going to start with, and I am just going to simply start with my light teal color. Okay. So now what we're just going to do, so this will be my first color. So go ahead and get that on your hook. And we will just start with a chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so we're going to join to the first stitch and make our ring here. Now for the first round you want to do a chain 3, and that will count as a double crochet. Now you want to do a total of 23 double crochet into that center ring, okay? So you'll have a total of 24 counting that beginning chain 3. And I don't usually start counting until I get quite a few in that ring. So sometime I do what I call guesstimating, just to play on words. So I'll just work up some as I go around, and make sure you work over that tail. You want to make that disappear as much as you can, and you'll make sure to count that chain 3 as one of your double crochet. So you will physically make 23, but the chain 3 will be your 24, and you will have to scooch them over a bit, I'm sure, to get them all in there. Because that is a good number of double crochets. So let's count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I'm not counting that chain 3 just yet. So that's 14, 15, 16, 17, and you can spread those out more as we go. So that's 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so just spread them around. And then we'll do 3 more. Alright, and so now you should have a total of 24, and you can pull that tail a little bit tighter there. And then what you're just going to simply do is you want to, at this point, you're going to automatically change to your second color with a slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. Okay, so go ahead and finish off that color. And whichever color that you choose to go to next, and I am going to go directly into my second blue color, or my turquoise, not turquoise, but teal color. We'll get it right. So go ahead and slip that onto that hook. Pull that through. I'm just going to turn that over, and I'm going to tie that on to here with a simple knot, because I do not like having my projects come apart. And I'm going to take off that tail that we initially started with. Okay, so now we have our new color tied on there. So now what you're going to do is chain up 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's going to count as a double crochet and a chain 1 here. Now you're going to double crochet into the next double crochet. Make sure you work over these tails as we go. So work a double crochet into this next double. Okay, and you want to do a chain 1, and you're going to work that all the way around. Double in the next double. Chain 1, double in the next double, and chain 1, and you'll work that all the way around, and I will meet you back at the end of this row. Alright guys, one small adjustment. You will need a 4th color. Somehow I overlooked that. Unless you just wanted to stick to 3 colors, which a lot of times on motifs and squares I will do 3 colors if it calls for 4, because I'll use my starting or my center color for my final color or my 4th color. So, but just for this particular one, I'm going to add a 4th color, and I just simply added white because I want the petals to be white. And so for the color change now, which we're doing for this next row, you just simply join at the top of that chain 3, and I added that new color, which is my white, for this particular round, because this is the round that we're going to start building our petals. So if you want to add that 4th color, fine. If you want to stick to the beginning color, that's fine. That's totally optional. Use as many or as few colors as you like. So it calls for 4 colors. Round 3, so once you've joined that color, you want to chain up 1, and you're going to single crochet into the same stitch you're in, and then chain up 2. Now you're going to actually skip this chain 1 space here and this double crochet, and what we're going to do is work a single crochet into this next chain 1 space and chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now go back into the same chain 1 space for a single crochet. And what this is establishing the foundation for our petals. Alright, so what you want to do, chain 2, and now you're going to skip the next double crochet, which is here. You want to skip this next chain 1 space, and you're just going to simply single crochet into the top of this double crochet right here. Just like that. Okay? And now you're going to repeat this all the way around because you want 8 petals total. So chain 2. You want to skip the next chain 1 space, which is here, and the double crochet, and then start working into this next chain 1 space. So single crochet and chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Go back down for a single crochet. Okay? So once you've done that, you want to chain up 2, and then you're going to skip that next double crochet and that chain 1 and single crochet into the top of that next double crochet. Alright, chain 2, skip the next chain 1 space and the next double crochet and go into that next chain 1 space. Single crochet, chain 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Go back down for that single crochet. Okay, so you're just going to repeat this all the way around until we have 8 petals. Okay, so I've gone around now and got my 8 petals. So now we're just going to join to that first single crochet. Okay, so now for round 4, what we're going to do is chain up 1, and we're just going to single crochet right in that same stitch. And now we're going to start building on our petals more. So what you want to do is go into that first chain 11 loop, and you're going to do 7 double crochet directly into the loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then you want to chain up 2 and put 7 more double crochet in that loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay? So now what you want to do is you want to single in the next single on your row, which is right here. Okay? And now you're going to start into the next petal, and it's going to get just a tad bit tricky. So starting in the next petal, you want to put 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. Now, what we're going to do here, and what it's asking us to do, is it's asking us to slip stitch in the 5th double of the last group of 7 that we made, but you want to slip stitch in the 5th of the 7 on this side. So basically, to sum that up and make it simple, you have 7 double crochet here. Do not count this bottom chain. This is not one of our 7 double crochet that we did. This is the chain 2. So count up to the 5th double. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you're going to do is you're going to go backwards. So take your hook, put your hook with that loop still there, and you just simply want to pull a slip stitch through like that. So you slip stitch those 2 together. Now you can go back into your loop and put your remaining 4 of the 7 double crochet in there. So there's 2, 3, 4. Okay, now chain your 2 and go down the other side with your 7 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you are going to repeat that. Okay? So basically the petals are going to be doing a little bit of a leaning on each other, is the best way to put that. So as you see, when you do that little bit of a slip stitch, they're just going to lean into each other. Okay, so now you want to single crochet in that next single crochet on that row. Okay, and now you're going to put in your 3 doubles into that next petal. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're just going to look at your petal, and remember, don't count that chain 2 right there, so count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take your hook and slide it in there, yarn over, pull that slip stitch through, and now put the remaining 4 doubles here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 2 and put your 7 doubles down this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now you're just going to single crochet in the next single crochet. Okay, so you are going to repeat this all the way around, and I will continue mine around, and I will meet you up at the end of this row. Okay, so let's work our last petal together. It's just a little bit different. So the first thing you want to do is put our 3 doubles into the loop. 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to do our slip stitch now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip and slip. 4 more doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 2. Now you want to do 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now you're going to slip stitch in the 3rd double crochet of this first group. Okay, so you're going to count up 1, 2, and 3. So you want to pull that through and through, and that is going to be how this one is going to be finished off. And then basically you want to go back in and finish your last 2 double crochet, because you had 5, and then you want to finish up your last 2, and then you're going to join down here where your beginning single crochet was at. Okay, so basically that's how you're going to finish that off, and it says to finish off that yarn. Alright, so basically we'll pull that strand to the back as well and get that out the way. And this is what you're going to have at the end of your row 4. Alright, now for round 5 we are going to use our last color. So I'm going to take my brown, and we are going to start off working in the chain 2 spaces. So let's join this color with a slip stitch into a chain 2 space, pull through and through, and what you want to do is chain 1 and single crochet into that same space, and then chain 1. Now into the next slip stitch between the petals, which is right here, just simply into the slip stitch, we're going to make 3 double crochet, and then you're going to chain up 1, and then 3 more double crochet, and this is going to give us like our shell, and that's what we're going to do around. So turning this around into the next chain 2 space in the top of the petal, next petal, you want to do a single crochet, chain 3, and a single crochet. Or actually, we need to chain up a 1 after that shell first, and then you'll do your single crochet and chain 3, single crochet. Okay, now you'll chain up another 1, and then in the next slips, around the next slip stitch, you'll do your next shell, which is your 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1. Okay, you work in your next chain 2 space, a single, 3 chains, and go back in for your next single, chain 1. And you just work this around, so go into that next slip stitch for 3 doubles, a chain 1, and 3 doubles. Okay, now chain 1. And now you're just going to work this process all the way around, and once you get that worked through, and I will meet you up for the very end of this round. Alright, I have gone all the way around, and I've done my last shell and my last chain 1 here. So what you want to do is single crochet into that beginning chain 2, and we're going to make that chain 3. Now join into that beginning chain 1, and that makes that even, just like the rest of the stitches around in the chain 2 spaces. So now for round 6, you want to chain up 1 here, and now in the first chain 1 space, which is right here, we are going to work a single crochet. Now we're going to work a single crochet in each of the first 3 double crochets here. So 1, 2, and 3. You also want to work a single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and then a single into the next 3 double crochet. Now you want to skip the next, or you also want to put a single crochet in this next chain 1 space. Now you want to skip this next single crochet, which is right here, and then you want to put 3 single crochet right into this chain 3 space. So 1, 2, and 3. And now in the next chain 1 space, which is right here, you want to work 5 doubles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 3. And what you want to do next is 5 more doubles in that same space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. just like this. Okay, so now you want to put 3 singles in the next chain 3 space. So that's way over here. So you just simply want to stretch that out and put 3 singles. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that stretches pretty far. And then you're going to skip the next single crochet, which is right here, and then you're going to put a single crochet into that chain 1 space, which is right beside it. And then you're just going to start repeating this. So now you'll put a single crochet in each of the next 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet in this chain 1 space, and single in the next 3 doubles. So 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in this chain 1 space. Now go directly into this chain 3 space here for 3 singles. So 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to be working in this chain 1 space and building our next cluster or shell. So 5 doubles go in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then chain 3 and 5 more doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now you're just going to jump all of this and into the next chain 3 space. You want to put 3 single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you want to put a single crochet here into that chain 1 space as well. And then you just repeat, because basically what you just did is you made 2 corners. If you look, these were the corners we just made, and we just made that straight area here. So now you're working on your second straight area, and we're fixing to jump over and make our actual 3rd corner. It seems like a huge jump, but in reality it works. Alright, so now we're going to single crochet in these 3 doubles, single in this chain 1 space, and single in these 3 doubles, and single in that chain 1 space. Okay, and now into this chain 3 space, you want to work 3 singles. And now you're going to be making that 3rd corner, so let's do our 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So chain 3. And 5 more doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so there's your 3rd corner. You're going to skip all of this. You're going to go right directly into this chain 3 space with 3 single crochet, and into this chain 1 space for a single crochet. And then for our last section, you're going to single in the next 3 doubles. So 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet into this chain 1 space, and then a single in these next 3 doubles, and single into this chain 1 space, and then 3 singles into this chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to make our last corner into this chain 1 space. So 5 doubles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 3 and 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we just have to do this last little bit to just join these up. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to jump over, you're going to miss the next single crochet, and you're going to single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and then you're just going to join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. And that is the end of row 6, and that's pretty much all that there is to doing this beautiful square. And this square is very, very large. And now, like I said, you can go around and make several of these and make the full-size afghan. That's totally up to you. Other than that, you just get your 4 colors and you just go and build this around with as many colors as you like. You don't have to stop at 4. Use as many colors. And actually, if you were to use a yarn that changes colors on the petals, that would be stunningly beautiful. So basically, this is the motif, and again, you will need 30 motifs for this afghan. Okay, so the motif measures about 10 inches. It says it measures 8.5, but depends on which way you're measuring and how loose you are as far as your stitches go. Mine's measuring about 10. So give or take some. Depends on how they measured it and how stretchy your yarn is. Okay, so that is it for the Solarium granny square motif for this throw. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and until next video, happy hooking!